It's time for Power Hour.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Sunday evening live stream. We congregate here, because it's pretty special. Because all that trading, done past 7 days, that candle closes, and new week can usher in new price action. It will be interesting to see what kind of weekly candles will be cemented in 52 minutes and change. So things started to turn around maybe a little bit by end of week with that bullish engulfing candle we got on the 23rd, recapturing the 200 moving average, recapturing the old all-time high from December last year, and then recapturing 109,358, which was another another all-time high, former all-time high, the Trump inauguration peak. I think that's important. And then today, something even more incredible is going on. The 112,000 former all-time high was recaptured, as well as we saw the highest price since October 13th. Intraday, going for the highest daily candle close since October 13th. Very good to see the sellers tried one more time. They didn't just fail. They kind of confirmed that they failed, and you'd have to go to the 60-minute to see it. You can see above my head. But it was so insane. Watching it happen in real time was nuts. Because it's just, they took it to the verge, the complete verge of it being done. We're going to 102, 100K, and then they kind of confirmed locally. Nah, and then the 4 hour, like one low, then a slightly lower low. It's almost like another form of confirmation. And then the rally, it was like 7 out of 8 candles were green after that final test. And look at us now, right? Incredible. So you would hope. I mean, this is kind of the road to recovery. Like if you wanted good things to happen, price action is occurring. I mean, taking out 116, 120, 124, we're all good again. And that's really what was discussed in the last stream was that, dude, it's just by the book, okay? Wells Wilder came up with this stuff in the 70s or whatever, 40, 60, 70, 30, okay? They all mean things on the relative strength index, and 40, just sellers took the price into the bearish control zone, buyers recaptured neutral, and then buyers somehow confirmed neutral or the bearish control zone threshold as being defended as neutral. So the big run's been happening since that event on the RSI. Wonderful. It's happened before, right? It happened in early August. Yeah. I mean, it essentially happened beginning September. So it's happening again, and maybe they're going to take it to the bullish control zone threshold, which you've struggled at. So if you're seeing 60, you're probably nearing 120 at this point. So that's a lot of data right there. Kind of that dragon behavior too. Where I looked, it was cooked, man. It was cooked on the 17th. On my birthday, we were cooked.
Die, please.
Oh boy. Really? Could someone negate that? Thank you for the 20 euro super chat, dude. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go to the weekly on Bitcoin, see what kind of candle will be painted. Really, really good candle. I mean, again, it's more of the same here, where sellers, sellers really, really tried, man. I mean, they gave it their all to take out this critical inflection zone. And they have failed. They have failed to break every single support resistance, including the potential double top that never was and might never be. Because like the definitive description of a double top is when confirmation has occurred. Confirmation is when the neckline of the double top occurs, which is 107,438. There was never a candle close below that level, which is so nuts. So you're currently trading above all major resistance supports right now. Like on the weekly, for sure. Another failed attempt. So is it a double top? We don't know yet. We can't say with confirmation that it is a double top. We cannot say it's confirmed double top. No. So you could just say it's more of just a range. Okay, the bottom of the range was tested, and it tested the hearts and souls of men, which was said verbatim, and the next day it happened. And now you're catching some bids off that. So that's great for now. Great for now. I mean, until they rug it next week. So on the weekly, I think all is well until you break 108.4. You still might be okay at 104.6, but yeah, I don't think you'd probably want to be in this below 107 on the daily. So, okay. Audio check, make sure we're good here. Let me know. Nothing special about the weekly close outside of reversing off supports. I'm talking about more like a Japanese candlestick. And it's not going to be like the highest daily candle close in a while. I mean, it'll be the highest, weekly close since the beginning of the month, October 6th. So a lot more work needs to be done. But my God, man, that is such an incredible set of events happening at levels that we desperately needed it to happen. So just hoping, because I don't act like I know, I'm just hoping that was it. That was the seller's last hurrah once, and then slightly lower low twice and failed. And now on the daily, the MACD histogram showing positive momentum for the first time since October 9th. Very good. Hopefully the positive momo builds off this. And then the 3-day was pretty cool. I'd seen this, and okay, audio's good. 3-day was cool because this is a Japanese candlestick reversal for sure. And then the follow through candle occurred, validating it, making it right. It's not about the Japanese candlestick pattern, it's about the follow through candle after, and you got that. So that is really cool to see. Even more follow through now, which should happen. That's like TA respect. And on the 3-day, nothing really. 117.2 maybe, but at this point, man, you got to swing for the fence. If you were taking longs around this area, right, that trade setup, that audible trade setup at 2 a.m. in the Patreon Citadel, you got to swing for 123 plus. Otherwise, it's not equitable for where you're setting your stop loss. So, okay, I hope it's a uptrend rectangle now, and money printer going to go burr, and market is forward looking because they're going to print $1.5 trillion after the last rate cut of the year. I think it's like end of November, the Fed's going to print $1.5 trillion. We're $38 trillion in debt, right? That's our deficit. We're just going to add $1.5 trillion more. Who cares at this point? Yeah. What difference does it make? Hillary would say. Doesn't make much of a difference if you own assets that keep up with or outrun inflation, monetary debasement, but it certainly matters to the other half of the country that doesn't, and they're voting for communists now. They're voting to use the state to take away money from the private sector and to give it to them. That's what they're doing in New York. So the money printing does have consequences. You're seeing it in New York. And that's just the beginning. That's the very, very beginning of the potential side effects of crazy amounts of money printing and not letting half the country keep it. Most of us here, it doesn't matter to us. Yeah, we own assets, we own things, we're good. Our net worth will just keep going up. It'll keep up with, if not outrun inflation, but there's half the country that doesn't have that. So they're going to vote communist. So crabby situation in ways. Okay, so that's a Bitcoin. Ethereum, very good day. My God, up 5%.
Crypto Tiger
Improving.
tipped $25. Hey Mitch, I know you stick to TradingView, but I'd love your take on a meme coin on XRPL, ticker $fuzzy on DEX screener. If not, no worries. Consider this a small gift for all you've done. You are a legend in my book.
Crypto Tiger, man, thanks so much for the $25 contribution. And yeah, I don't know, but I've gone to Deck Screener, and there's 50 different pairings of an asset, and it disrupts the stream, and it makes it really tough. I mean, someone already asked about Pulse Chain. I mean, dude, like, not a good start. Not a good start to the stream. But I'm very grateful for the contributions. I am 100% crowdsourced and have been for nearly 8 years of doing this. Go find someone that has done the same thing outside of one person. Okay. So thank you. Very grateful. Okay. Yeah, we were going to look at Bitcoin dominance that I'm sure has probably cooled off today, or maybe been in line, hasn't done much. Yeah, starting to dominate because Ethereum and most things are performing with Bitcoin except Ethereum. Wow, that is crazy, dude. This could be wonderful. Just being real here, if they are doing that, if what was once resistance support that is very, very real here, and we start drawing down, that is alt season maybe, or like at least like Ethereum starts performing well, maybe XRP, Solana, maybe. But yeah, they can't break resistance. You don't want them to break resistance, I don't think. I mean, maybe to 61.55%, and it would be only because Bitcoin outperforms everything first. But that's just where we are on Bitcoin dominance, okay? Great. Wow, weekly overdue for red candle, right? Bro, it is so real. Like, look how they're going to close the week. Resistance reversal 2017, resistance reversal 2018, multiple times. It's been a support before, not for long. But that's what they're doing. They broke it, and they're just testing. Largest liquidation event in crypto history, right? And still just about to close under it. You're hoping for 55% because that means altcoins are doing very well. Bitcoin could be running, like heading on up to 120, 124, but altcoins are going up 10+%. Well, Bitcoin's only going up 5%, right? That's how hopefully that's real, what we're looking at. 40 minutes till it's confirmed a bearish back test again. So let's look at Ethereum that has improved. Yeah, situation's improving. Any sort of bearish wave structure idea is invalid. Dude, a back above 39.50. We're really, it's very interesting now because they put in some higher lows. Positive Momo building. My God, look what they chat. You saw how crazy it was on Bitcoin's RSI. Look what they've done on Ethereum's RSI. They didn't test the bearish control zone threshold once. They confirmed that they were not going to let this go into that bearish control zone. So look at us running now. C at 60. So C probably at 43.84 here. I mean, there's just not much to do but go to 43.84 to test it. So, all right, conditions may be improving a little bit. Weekly was okay if we could close above 39.50. Oh my God!
15-year-old daughter is
they're
learning
doing
charts and
this.
found this stock on Saturday. Gladstone land. Can you please review? She will look tonight after school. Many thanks, Mitch.
Jaws of God, thanks so much, dude. We will certainly look at land. They're not making any more of that, right? Gladstone land. Thank you, dude. Wow, this is unreal. Like, I'm probably gonna tweet about this. That was like the end for Ethereum, but nay. Chalk it up to the weekend. The buyers recapturing the patterns, like sell wall. They're confirming it again. They confirm. This is 4 out of 5 weeks. Sellers have attempted to break back inside of this pattern to give us a false bullish breakout. But this is now the 4th out of 5th week that they have literally failed. And they're about to confirm a bullish engulfing candle. This is phenomenal. Like, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to Ethereum. We are actually not dead now because of this data. Now, maybe next week they lose it. We're screwed again. Yeah, absolutely. That is how it works, man. That's how technicals work. All about the levels and how the price action correlates to the said levels. And this is best case scenario. And it happened on a freaking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This reminds me of the Alabama-South Carolina game yesterday. Literally the same thing. Okay, looks like Ethereum's going to score a touchdown. 2 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Incredible. All right, so we are okay here. Just remember, it's not just the structure. It's also like the candle high close, the all-time high from May 2021 and August 2021. That is so insane. A breath of fresh life on Ethereum for the Ethereum bros. At this point, you want to give it a shot. You might get stomped out, maybe 3,800. If you want to be a breakout buyer, back test bro on the weekly for Ethereum, stop loss is like 3,870. This depends on your risk tolerance, 3,800, something around there. Because if this is real, if this is how it works, right? If the breakout back test for 4 to 5 weeks is actually valid, and we catch follow through, it is time to go to $6,000-$7,000 probably. Like, we were okay with this, we loved it, breaking out, but then the largest liquidation event ever, CZ, like, you know, gooning on everybody, people losing their lives, holy my God. And then they do this, and it's like, and then Trump pardons CZ after all of that, and it's just like, maybe we're back. Maybe we're truly back. I would not sleep on this. And if anything, this might be a signal for strategizing. Again, to do it one more week, oh God, it'd be terrible. But I think 4 to 5 weeks is good. So if someone's like coming in fresh and they want to take along on the weekly, this is it probably. This could very well be it. All right. So that is a huge effing development on Ethereum, chat. All right. Whatever. But the monthly, I look at the monthly. Monthly is all good, man. Nothing, no problem here on the monthly above 3,850. Nothing. I mean, what they're doing, like you can see on the monthly, the same structure that is extremely visible on the monthly as it is on the weekly, that right angled in descending broadening formation. It's just the breakouts being back tested over 2 months now. They broke out with confirmation August, and then September and October have been utilized as months for market participants to make sure that the breakout that occurred in August is actually real. And we have 5 days left on this candle, so you could maybe hold your breath here. We got 5 more days. Just hope it holds like this. And, you know, a monthly close above 39.50. We're in really good shape for maybe some fourth quarter magic. Christmas time, you know, Thanksgiving into Christmas. Santa rally. Wow. How it turns around, man. I mean, this is why you can't just be like, well, I'm just going to not think about it. You can be screwed below that level, but traders never settled up below it. And I'm just, this is probably maybe the most interesting thing in crypto is this. I mean, it's cool. Like Bitcoin doing this thing last week was really cool, but this is more significant, I think, because being real, if say this was all real and our dreams are going to come true and Bitcoin's going to go to 124, Ethereum's actually going to hold this, and we're going to go to $5,000-$6,000 plus dollars. The upside potential for yield percentage gains is going to come from Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Like, you'll make money on Bitcoin if it actually runs, but Ethereum's going to outperform most likely. And maybe we could look at Ethereum paired against Bitcoin to kind of like Cup with Hendelman. Whoa, dude. Super lag. Cup with Hendelman? Yeah, you're like Cup with handling. And remember, all this M shape. So they hit resistance. You've been pulling back since early August, mid-August, and almost nothing's going on. I mean, like, they're back testing some 2016 peak, 2019 peak, and that's it. I mean, go to the daily. You can see it here. Oh, my God. Look at it. It's so methodical. They're breaking out. Look what they're doing, chat. I haven't touched this. They are breaking this today. Ethereum paired against Bitcoin. This is insane. And not only that, look at this 3.5 million Satoshi level. That's just a swing low from November 2024. They lost it, they recaptured, they reconfirmed it. So you got some sort of spring back test going on. This is huge. Yeah, this definitely, I would say, is a good, this helps the argument for Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. Wow, man. Type in the chat for that. And look, dude, how good the channel is. Like the largest liquidation event in history of crypto. And it's like they pretty much didn't even break it with a candle close. Yeah, just freaking whack. But you want to talk about cup with handle, man. Like, how's that not cup with handle in a way? Hey, we had longer time for this. That's right, Crypto Hoarder. That's right. Okay, let's move on. This is really good stuff, so wanted to put a little time on it as we try to do on the Sunday streams. We can go to Binance Coin now. Binance Coin up 2%. Oh, this thing's going to pivot. You know what's going to happen here, man. Oh, yeah. CZ pardoned. He's in the inner circle of the leader of the free world. There is no way this thing can go lower. I don't think, right? I mean, in what world could this guy just get pardoned and be literal bros with the president of the United States now? And he's going to start getting into UFC, and he's going to start taking TRT, and he's going to become Alpha Chad. How does this thing go even to $1,000? They just keep testing the supply line. They're probably going to go break it. It is just... Crime is legal now, okay? We can't think about this with the scope of Gary Gensler in charge. They opened it up, man. Manifest destiny in crypto. If you survived that largest liquidation event in crypto history, if you survived, congratulations. You have a new lease on life. If you got liquidated, hopefully it wasn't your life savings. Hopefully you're still with us. You know, my God, that was crazy, man. But on the other side, maybe we're going to be all right. Okay. Pump this ass. It'll be the highest daily close since October 16th. Let's look at the weeklies for a second. Guess what? A bearish engulfing candle caught no follow through. So it is not even a confirmed bearish engulfing candle because no follow through. Next week we dump. Okay, we're confirmed, but not yet. Still just holding up. Well, dude, down a measly 3.5% on the week after hitting all-time highs. Just insane last week. All right, XRP. Okay, good news. Good things happening. All right. Well, we are now. This was the scenario. If Bitcoin was going to rally off these lows, XRP was going to probably come test a key level again, and they're doing it. They're literally up against this big resistance. Remember the reversal point multiple times over, 2024 and 2025. You tested it just recently on the 13th, and here we are up again against it. So much work to do because like you then have to make a higher high than the previous highs. It's a lot. I mean, this one technically is really tough for the swing trader. Like, look, dude, Ethereum on the weekly, you could manage your risk strategically. It would make tons of sense. Easy place to set a stop loss. Your upside is price discovery. Bitcoin, you had it. It was a little bit lower, right? Few days ago. The closer you were to like 108, 109, 110, the easier it'd be to set up a stop strategically. XRP, really tough. Like, where do you set the stop? I don't know, because like it'd be random to set it at 230. It'd be random to set it below 219. It just is random. So that's kind of how it goes. You know, you can't really make it be great. And that's typically 90+% of your charts at any given time. So I'm not even that surprised. But yeah, Ethereum's a weekly most interesting to me. XRP, and then Solana up 3.4%. Man, that's great. Oh my God, this is like such a good thing. I can't believe they did it, man. They've recaptured the key inflection zone. They're trying to break back into the channel, the uptrend, and this is a higher low. So even though they lost the channel, they didn't even come close. I mean, they came pretty close, but there's too much demand to go test 160 again. Man, we might be okay. Like, you are literally okay until you fall back below 191 at this point. Wow. Such a serious thing they're doing on Solana. I'm not sure about Solana's weekly though. Well, the weekly is like the old dragon. It is still active, right? The dragon played out. They're gonna actually engulf. But again, look, it's such a big deal. It's a 203 on the weeklies, the candle close reversal from last year. So maybe there is more work to be done. But you could just use your imagination. If this was really real on Bitcoin and we're going to do a Thanksgiving turkey Santa rally, it's probably going to go higher too. Okay, great comeback on Solana, recapturing key levels. XRP's working on it, but not yet. Ethereum certainly is on the weekly time scale. So, all right. We might be back, chat. Like Litecoin, how... Well, they took it down to 84. You know, they took it to 52, the liquidation event. But maybe you don't even count that. You lost the channel. Yeah, they got to recapture some levels. It's not that, like, impeccable on the daily. Daily's tough, but it's all about the monthly, right? Monthly is... Yeah, dude, that's a no harm, no foul thing. That's like, yeah, I'm sorry if you were levered and you lost your life savings, but if you didn't, nothing's changed on the monthly. Nothing. Still consecutive higher lows, accumulation, still above 85. But yeah, it'd be nice to break 108, 109, 110. Yeah, that's wild. So, we do have our futures. Let's go to the futures. The U.S. futures. Look at that gap up, dude. Dude, chat. What the? You know that gap will fill. My alert didn't even go off. Man, weird. Maybe it, I don't know. The alerts are weird now. I like seeing them, but they just don't delete when they get triggered anymore. They typically just go away. But something changed. Anyway, so all-time highs as I'm speaking to you, $6,845 on the S&P 500. China, it was China and Basant and Trump doing the same thing they do. There is a formula. There really is a formula. What's the formula? I'll tell you the formula. First thing, Trump puts out a cryptic post on tariffs coming for a specific country or sector. Market drifts lower. Okay. Then 2, Trump announces large tariff, 50% or something. Markets crash, shake out weak positions. And 3, dip buyers step in. Head fake, rally leads to fresh lows where smart money begins buying. 4, after the market closes on Friday, Trump doubles down on new tariffs. He literally did that this week. 5, Saturday, target of new tariff typically responds or comments. 6, on Sunday, hello, before futures open, Trump posts an announcement saying he's working on a solution. That literally happened today, Sunday. And 7, futures open sharply higher at 6 p.m. Chat. But began losing momentum into Monday open. Well, there's a gap up there. Of course that gap's going to fill. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, various members of the Trump administration tease a trade deal. Trump announces a new trade deal, and the stock market hits a record high, and then repeat from step 1. So we're on step 6, or no, maybe we're on 7 now. We are on step 7. Yes, 7. So we will see this fade for the gap fill going into pre-market most likely. And then, yeah, how about that, man? Fantastic. Overnight trading starts in 25 minutes, so we'll see what happens on these individual names. Hype in the chat. Oops. Let me, here it is. Here's your Dow Jones Industrial Average futures. Recapturing that channel. All-time highs. Incredible. Okay. NASDAQ, which was impeccable, right? Just stupidly gapped up 0.86%. I'll have an alert set up if we're like streaming and we get a new record. And then we must go to the Russell 2000 futures and see. Did we do it, man? It was so close. We have to scale it out. Oh, man. We were this close to a record on 4 for 4. Jeez, man. Really? Just not going to hit it by that much. I'll have an alert set up if we do hear a fresh all-time high, but we're just going to play Jesus Chimes. Hype for monetary debasement. Hype for market manipulation in ways, right? If it's a formula and it happens every week, is it not manipulation at this point? You shouldn't hear the music too much. You shouldn't be able to say, I love the music, because it's loud enough. All right, 3 of 4, but still amazing. And then I forgot, we must look at total market cap. Jonathan, how we doing, man? We gonna be all right?
I like turtles.
But not for me. Key level recaptured. We discussed that on the last stream. You are good. You are safe above 3.67 trillion. And then on DEX 4 trillion. That's the target from here. Still more upside. I mean, I think 4 trillion. Why not? Psychological and its overhead resistance from July. Multiple times, and overhead resistance from October. I mean, from the 13th.
Plug weekly chart rising 3 methods. Hopium rare Pepe.
Hey, what's up, on? Hey, plug on the weekly. We'll look at the weekly. Thanks so much, dude. Cheers. All you hear is Aggie singing in the end zone at LSU, dude. That's a sad situation in Baton Rouge, man. That was a public mugging. That's what I call it last night. Yeah, I think Brian Kelly's cooked, but I don't think that LSU's getting out of the fryer anytime soon. Do you know how many job openings there are in college football right now, and how many will be open by end of season? It is good luck getting a good coach. Good freaking luck. Everyone wants it, dude. All right, yeah, rip the Bayou Bengals, but inverse rip total. You've got to love the candle on the 23rd and then the back test on the 24th. Wow. Huge 3% candle today, going for the highest daily candle close since October 13th. And then the weekly, I haven't looked at. Weekly is phenomenal. Look what they're doing. They're like, we're done, dude. It's over. But never are the sellers settling up lower than the resistance from December of last year. They're just not letting it happen. This is such a good thing. I hope it's real. I hope it's really real and there's follow through to run higher. So good. Man, what a steel wall, dude. And this has been a steel wall ever since they broke it in July. I mean, we're talking 100 days of buyers defending this level, and not one time did the bottom of the inflection zone, that old all-time high from December last year, did the candle close below it. That is something else. That's one thing. They take this S to the effing verge. Oh, we're done, dude. No, we're not. Not by weekly close, we're not. Whew. The market, not easy, huh? I'm in the chat for buyer resilience on Scamcoins. It's not really like Scamcoins. It's just the majors, I think, propping it up. Bitcoin, most importantly. Let's take a look at gold, because gold is open. Oh, boy. Well, gold's out the gate, inversing the U.S. futures, inversing crypto today, where it is down over 1%. Right out the gate on the new week. You don't know if this is just going to be nothing burger. That's the problem, man. That is the problem. See, Ethereum, we can look at the weekly right angle descending broadening formation, and we can witness what buyers are doing to close the week out, and they're defending the breakout. Just another week of confirming the breakout being real. Oh, wow, we could strategize. We could do something. We could take action. You look at gold, it's just gone, man. Like there's no structure, there's no back test, there's nothing burger. There are just people all around the world that don't know what they're doing, buying gold, getting in line for hours to buy gold and I bet you money they go in and they're buying gold for probably $4,500, $4,600, $4,700 an ounce. That's what you got on gold. There's nothing here for the strategist, just for the store of value, bro. That's great, man. But I hope you'd been storing your value way sooner than now, because you run the risk of correcting. This, dude, you just got to know implication. It could go to 3,400 for a back test of the triangle, and it wouldn't even matter. It'd still be the highest low in the history of gold. It might be a buying opportunity, but up here, you're cooked. You're cooked on. It's the highest premium in the history of this asset being a store value, 6,000 plus years. Probably longer. It's like no one's paid this much premium on gold except you. Good God. Your ancestors, man. I mean, what were we doing 6,000 years ago, dude? And they were buying gold at peaks, and it wasn't near as insane as what you're doing. So, all right, silver, I'd imagine the same fate. Oh yeah, down 1%. There's just nothing up here. I mean, they're trying to hold on. 47.91 is the highest weekly candle close ever back in 2011. They're trying to hold that, but if they lose it, back to 44, and it wouldn't be a big deal. Yep. Again, no strategy, nothing to do but to look at it. If you hold it for much lower, you're going to continue to hold it, and it's going to fluctuate. It doesn't matter to you because you're up so much already. Great. You're not looking to sell. You're just holding, okay? For a swing trader, position trader, you're just hitting the space bar because there's no structure, there's no setup, there's no edge. You're paying crazy premium. There's just nothing about it incentivizing for a trader. That's okay. Different worlds, right? Holding something for store value way back is different than trying to strategize a stop loss and entry and looking for max upside and then equitable trades, 3-to-1 reward to risk. It's a completely different world. My investing, my trading. Okay, and I'm sure the other metals are doing the exact same thing, and that's okay, right? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, with the markets closed, the stock market closed, individual assets we can't really look at because there's no update. But let's see here. I'm not sure. Some of these aren't open. Copper futures did hit a fresh, I believe, all-time high. It did, dude. They faked it out. Look what they did. Look what they did on Thursday, man. They all-time high, but no, rejected. Bearish engulfing candle caught a fall through. Oof, nasty. Even if there was fall through, wouldn't matter because if they just take this to 381 or 370, it's still possibly a higher low, and they just run it again later. There's going to be supply at a sell wall, and there was, and that's okay. It's dependent now on we get higher lows, we go test it again. The buyers keep absorbing supply, and we run higher. If you remember, it was the AW1, which is the Bloomberg Commodity Index futures. Just so we're on the same page again, it's probably the most beautiful, complex inverse head and shoulders I've ever seen. The symmetry of it, it's just. And that's what they did on Friday. They did pull it back, and you could probably thank commodities for pulling back, like copper futures and metals. They have not broken out. You can't even believe it. Like the level to break is not broken. But they did recapture the 200-week simple moving average. So, and they could pull it back again and freak people out and go to 102, and it's still fine, but. Go find me a complex inverse head and shoulders this symmetrical, this perfect, and I'll show you a surprised person because that would be me. This is beautiful. So I wonder, like, what commodities? Like we did that whole the whole Tetris TA math, like this whole summer on like, okay, so if the S&P just broke out, you know, in May or whatever, and it's going to go to the 1272, how? Okay, so it ended up being Nvidia and Microsoft that propagated it there. Well, how are we going to get the 144? Oh, well, it ended up being, you know, Microsoft cooled off for most of the summer with that buying climax on earnings. Nvidia, you know, pulled back, but then eventually ran to 1618. But then you had like Google coming in, you had Tesla coming in, you had other assets. Apple started finally doing something. They helped quarterback the index funds to the next fib extension, and now we're talking about what's the next, the 1618. What's going to propagate that? Well, it looks like probably Apple and Nvidia ended up looking pretty good on a close on Friday, with the highest low put in ever on Nvidia, and they recaptured levels above a range. Amazon, you know, started picking up. Google fresh all-time highs. So, okay, so it's still a collective of the mega caps. Okay, not so broad yet, but then you got all these small caps coming in too. So, yeah, so the same thing about commodities. Like, which commodities will drive a breakout of this structure? And man, I don't know if it's going to be soybeans or coffee. Looks like it probably. Will live cattle futures continue? I mean, live cattle futures finally had a big pullback last week, down 3% on Friday. Yeah, and that's a reversal that caught follow through. That is like some sort of shooting star with a follow through candle on the weekly. So fine, and it's all happening after the major 1618 fib extension was exceeded. Yeah, this is an area where it's like, dude, it's just been nonstop. But in before, no, of course not. Of course, a shooting star and a fall through candle doesn't mean anything. But it does look like it could be the beginning of a pullback. I hope so everyone can eat steak. But yeah, there you go. Cost of cattle, the cost to feed cattle. Same thing, more of an evening star catching a fall through on the weekly. Maybe it's time to pull back. Where will the money from these rotate into, though? Okay, so one sec. I'm looking at the next one. The daily, you know, platinum only down 0.62%. Surprising. Typically it's down way more than gold, silver. They're worse off right now. So, you know, after hitting resistance, pulling back, hopefully putting in the highest low, and it's going to go test it again, eventually break it. Go figure. Palladium. Yeah, I mean, they tried to break it out. They might retest 1269 if things get bad on gold and silver. I definitely wouldn't be surprised because there's just not much here. Maybe they take it down to like 1387 or 1327, a couple swing lows there. But yeah, these cooling off. It's going to make the highest low of the new uptrend and run again later. So it might very well be like palladium and platinum continuing higher that helps that commodity index structure break out. We'll see. Man, freaking total. We got 9 minutes and change till the weekly candle close. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button above the sub. We all congregate here. It's a pretty special stream, you know. We'll see. Okay. I guess we got a couple of requests. I'm gonna do my pulse to so Scamcoin to USD and before. Dude, that's not the right one, man. That's not the right one. to die. I mean, like Pulse. What's the Pulse X? Where to paired against die. I don't know which one that is, dude. Could you give me a long-term ticker or something? Oh, die stablecoin. I mean, maybe this is it, but I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh my God, dude. Oh man. Wow. You know what? I mean, like, if I'm looking at this with an open heart and an open mind, what does that look like? I mean, that's a bullish bat pattern bottoming at a key support, and it's up 13.6% off supports. So yeah, dude. I mean, like, if someone's gonna tip me $20 to look at it, I'll paint you an M shape. You know, I'll Bob Ross this S, the X, the A, the B, the effing C, and then the D. Wow, it is perfect too. Like, you can't even. That's what you look for. It could be just a type 1 reaction though. Yeah, and the thing is, it could be a major type 2 return of this potential M shape. So either way, you set your stop loss below the D point and this zone here, this inflection zone, goes back to 2023. And I've done work here. You know, someone's requested it before. It's just the inflection point. Look what happened when they recaptured the level. They reconfirmed it before a bigger run, and then it ran way higher. You can clearly see, like, big things occur at this level. Look, I mean, another piece of evidence how real this zone is. Like, they lose it, they recapture it kind of, but then they really do that. Pull it back, and then, you know, confirmation, and then take it higher. So you are actually in a Pulse chain paired against DAI is actually beautiful right here. It just is. Because again, like, we know, my Richard Hart, my Pulse chain, we're going to switch to, you know, whatever the other one is, but impeccable M shape at support. I mean, that's what you look for. It just is. This is where insane consequences occur. Okay. Don't blame me, man. Yeah, I don't know if a stop loss would even work on this, but this is like, let's just say this was Google, or if it was gold, or if it was any other asset that existed, if we just put a blindfold on it. It's not Pulse chain. My God, like, great level down here for big reversal. Yep, that's it. Unreal. I'll just post it, you know, just for fun, for the memes. See what happens. Okay, great stuff, man. I mean, technically, good request, Villa Week. Fuzzy on deck screener. Maybe it's on Trading Me. Fuzzy. Nah, it's not, dude. What about Fuzz? Is there? Nah. Yeah, Crypto Tiger, please give me another request, man. Like, I would totally look at something else. I don't want to get on deck screener, bro. What am I gonna do? Let's just look at the other while he says something. Man, I know you've Crypto Tiger, you've been around a long time, man. So I really appreciate you being here over all these years. Yeah, Hex people will be like, I'm ready to get hurt again, dude. For real. I get it. Post the meme. Alright, we got 4 minutes and dude, Gladstone land has been completely destroyed in every aspect of life. Wow. So we look at charts like this. You're trading below the COVID crash lows. That's not good. Nearing a 2014 swing low. Okay. But we got to think about, you know, when we look at assets in the basement like this, we really want to think about the trend you're in. And it has been a downtrend since 2022. So over a 3-year downtrend. Not great. Maybe we could even conceptualize it somehow. I don't know. We don't even have to, but try to have fun or something. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then maybe something like that. Like, yeah, there's your trend. Look at the heart line. Heart line, heart line. It's nasty, right? Nasty downtrend. So we got to think about, do we have any evidence of a composite operator, like a ton of money accumulating a position on this asset? I wouldn't say so, because the most recent event was in August, and it was the lowest low we had seen on Gladstone land since February 2016. But the devil's advocate here would be, well, sir, madam, we have recaptured 890. And positively correlating to it. I mean, like, they're clearly trying to defend a level that was broken. So you don't have the trend. You have a bad trend. And your only argument is this 890 support. So if you were going to long something, I would probably be looking to just long NVIDIA at this point, you know. Well, F it. I'll just, you know, buy NVIDIA at premium on a breakout. But yeah, down here, your stop just better be probably at like 887, which if you got stopped out, you don't lose much at all. But you're trading a trend that is so bad. You're longing in an overwhelmingly bearish trend. The problem is, with a trend that is so bad, even if you were longing strategically at supports with spring back tests and stuff like this, you just can't trust the performance it's going to have. So spring back test here, after making the lowest low since 2016, just a couple months ago, they rally. This is the heart line, the 200-day moving average again, and it just collapses again, just rolls over. So you don't have any evidence of accumulation. Your trend is really bad, and if you were going to strategize this, you are counter trend trading. Like, you have, you know, there's just no evidence of more than before. So, you know, I would pass on it, because there are probably assets out there with perfect, like, okay, for instance, if anything, this, would I long this, or would I just go to Exos, Exact Sciences, and just go to the weekly? And it's already playing out, so it's the weekly, dude. It broke out. Look at this. This was the, people were like, okay, give me your wild card, give me the dealer's choice. This was the dealer's choice, chat. It broke out. It's done. They broke it out of this freaking level. It goes back to 2017. The upside is insane on this asset, above the 200-week moving average. This is the framework of all. This is the Scott Carney framework. I mean, this is where you're swinging for the A point, $100+ on Exos, Exact Sciences Corporation. I would long this, even if it pulled back. I'd be DCAing on this thing all the way down into the 40s from here. Yeah, like incremental amounts on a breakout, a dream. The other one, right? There's no framework. The trend's terrible. Yeah, dude, Exact Sciences. This is mega chat. I'm just being real. Like, hey, man, dude, like, what's going on with the markets? Is there, like, opportunity out there? Say, well, there's been opportunity here. I'm sorry you're just coming in now, because this has been here. You've been pinged on this. All right, chat. There it is. Yeah, we did it, man. New day. Let's go look on the lates. Bitcoin weekly survived. They just keep, I mean, this is the epitome of alligator blood. I mean, it really, Bitcoin has alligator blood. Ethereum clearly has alligator blood at that 39.50 threshold. Yep. Phenomenal here on Bitcoin. Sellers 4 out of 5 weeks have attempted to break this level, and they have failed 4 out of 5 weeks. Well, 5 out of 5 weeks, because 1 week you didn't see a test. In fact, you saw the highest weekly candle close ever the week you did not see sellers test this inflection zone. So what a dream. They could take this week down to 109,358 again and hold it with a test, and later in the week pump it. I mean, and it'd still be great. You are in good shape above that 109,358. Life is just better, okay? Ethereum, though, is the dream right here. That they did it. They actually engulfed and defended the breakout. It's just, this is why you cannot expect anything on these markets. When it seems like all hope is lost, they rally it, close above the level. 3 weeks in a row, tested the hearts and souls of men. Wow. So Ethereum, again, if you want to stop loss below 39.50, go for it, because if it's real, if this is actually real, chat, it's 5,000 and beyond soon. I just hope it's the last test, right? 3 out of 4 weeks a test. Successful test. Buyer successfully defended the level, so it's time to catch follow through and be kings. All right, that's I think the highlight of the stream right here is Ethereum on the weekly. Wow. I'm happy. I'm a happy man. Okay? When data comes in like this, all that freaking fear, man. So much fear. You felt it. Everyone that participated in this space at one point or another felt it, saw it. Unreal. And then this happens. Ah, gotcha. Like, talk about shakeout of all shakeouts. Might have been the most historical shakeout in the history of crypto. If this is it. If this is how they're doing it. Like, I think it would be, right? Guess we're going to find out. Phenomenal. Okay, so we do have overnight trading now, man. We do. And you can't even believe this. We have actually overnight charts. I don't know how they work exactly. So Apple. Okay, Apple overnight, as I'm speaking to you, is trading at its highest level in human history right now, I believe. Apple all-time high, 265.25. It is 265.29 was an all-time. Yes, right now, Apple at all-time highs overnight trading. Wild, right? Crazy, crazy stuff. How about Google? Google is, let's see, was 261.60, 261.60. Google is currently trading at its highest level in history overnight. Oh, interesting. The index funds are doing the same thing. Microsoft gapped up 1%. The weekly. Yeah. Microsoft up overnight. Amazon is trading higher, a little bit higher. Yeah. Highest level since the mid-month. Not a big deal. Nvidia up a lot. Oh, yeah, dude. Nvidia is trading, let's see, comparing the, what spot closed at. 186.26. This is 189.60. So certainly up a lot overnight. And nearing, not too far away from all-time highs. Wow. If you care about overnight, and you don't want to look at like just off, exchanges or whatever, brokerage accounts that have it at all, you can go like it's this was implemented, and I didn't know this. This was all implemented in like late August. BOATS. You can find any stock and witness the overnight trading. Pretty cool. So I've created a watch list for ones like this. So pretty cool. Quantum up. I'm sure it is. AMD, yeah, look at AMD overnight. So you go to the boats, and yep, Boots. Oh my God. AMD up 10% overnight? Are you kidding? No way. See, it's different. It's not exactly overnight because it closes and then big moves happen during the day. And then when those markets close, this opens. So it's not exactly how it is. Yeah, 261.05 and climbing to its highest level, I think, ever on AMD. Phenomenal. All right, let's go at these remainder of these requests. Bitcoin 114.745 looking real good, man. I mean, they've already done all the things that needed to be done for a test of 124. I mean, they have. They really did defend a trading range bottom. Okay, another request was the last request was plug weekly. Okay. Yep, Blue Ocean, that's it. Real Robot, that's right. Plug on the weekly. Plug on the weekly, he said 3 rising methods. No. Yeah, you can't have that. Rising 3 methods. You cannot have the candles have to be contained within the body. All 3 have to be contained within the body of the first candle. There's 5 candles. So the 3 candles must be contained within the first candle. That didn't happen. So I can't say. But what's really good is this major swing high support resistance 270. If they can hold that, probably going to be the highest low and run again. I mean, you'll probably have a good week based on this freaking Trump stuff, you know. Here we go, man. Yeah, Tesla up. Tesla was crazy on Friday. It was down. It was like anomalous. But it's back to, I think, as high as it was before earnings. So, because we didn't look at that one. Yeah, I wouldn't say rising 3 methods. Bears starting to sweat. Yeah, dude. How could they be sweating anymore? They should be exhausted. They should not have any more liquid to sweat at this point. All right. Go by the S&P 500 futures. I don't know if we've gone any higher. No, just sitting right around where we opened. Up. I mean, record highs as I'm speaking to you, pretty much. So yeah, like if the formula is what it is, then we will fade all evening until pre-market and probably have that gap filled, and then everything might be down and we have a down Monday and then we rip Tuesday. Like that's the way it's been a lot of times. So we'll see. But rejoice in the incredible conclusion of the week for crypto, most notably Bitcoin and Ethereum. I guess Solana too, where they have market participants have successfully defended key levels again, 3 out of 4 weeks successfully. And you just got to think, all right, is it time for consequences now? Because that's enough. 3 weeks in a row, actually. Oh yeah, I mean, like semiconductors are going to go nuts. The most, yeah. China deal, you know, all that, of course. All right, so got through the requests. Bitcoin's looking all right. Let's hope this continues. You've got everything you need. Okay, technically, the spring back test, all the good stuff for way higher, for at least 117. Some swing lows, swing high, 117. It's probably your next big resistance that they're actually going to take this higher. And I'd imagine there's going to be at least some supply there. So let's maybe target for 117 for now. What about soybeans? Jars. Remember, China stopped buying them. So, oh yeah, soybeans up on the, yeah, it's up 1.1%. Whoa. Soybeans trying to break out some. I mean, it's hard to say because you got all these peaks here. See that? It's like trying to break out, but it's nearing kind of the top. Test. Yeah, I mean, soybeans could be right. You break 1,080. Everyone had their alert set up above 1,080. And that could be a huge break to 1185, a gap fill up there. It's the next resistance. So they are showing higher lows on soybeans for sure. Jarzagar. Good eye there. Yep. All right. Ethereum, Bitcoin. It could be time. Macro is definitely on your side for now. So we can call this cautious optimism. We're screwed below 107. But until then, we got a chance. Ethereum above 39.50, we got a chance. So thank y'all for coming out. Thanks for likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. I'll be back. Till next time. Respect the T. A.